is basically structure and rules, right? And that's why I liken it to the English language. So let me make a distinction. And oh, by the way, I'd love to take this opportunity to tell anyone who will listen that EDI is not a technology, it's a protocol, right? So let me see if the English language analogy works, because sometimes people tell me they really like it, but let's see if it works here. So what the English language does for us is, for one, it standardizes, right? You and I can speak to each other, versus if you and I spoke wholly different languages that had different rules and we were plopped into this podcast. I think even in the age of AI, we would have
some challenges.
Some challenges just connecting, communicating, right? Things like that. So that is one side of it. So English language, therefore, now provides these rules. So, for example, if I have to say, "Hey, Rick, how are you?" there is a certain structure to that sentence, to that question, right?
Right.
Now, if I were to instead come and say, "Hey, Rick, how you are?" you probably wouldn't correct me, or maybe judge me even, but you would know that that is not correct. Why? Because the language has rules, right?
Yeah.
And based on those rules is really how we're able to connect and communicate, really. Mm-hmm. Now, what that sentence structure and the rules of the language don't dictate at all is how I'm asking you how you are, right? So I would construct that question, and then I have to decide, am I going to text Rick that question? Am I going to email Rick that question? Am I going to handwrite a letter asking Rick that question? So the structure and the rules are independent of the connectivity mechanism, right? And that's exactly what I kind of found about EDI, which is, and this is where I think there's a lot of confusion on well, API is sort of this, in the kind of the next gen, is EDI the predecessor to API, and those are apples and oranges, right? Because EDI helps me understand how I should construct the question or the sentence, right? How are you? The API equivalent is what tells me, am I needing to send this via a handwritten letter, a text message, an email, or whatever the message of communication might be. And so that's why it's not either or.